Hello, good day everyone. My name is Karim Nseref Kabogoza, and today we are going to be discussing about a very important topic known as assessments. Right. To better understand this topic, I'm going to first show you a photo of a teacher showing her kindergarten students photos of probably something in the book, and she's asking them questions. So now, to better understand it even further, we are going to first understand what is an assessment. So, what is assessment in teaching and learning process? Assessment refers to a systematic way of evaluating and measuring the student's understanding, skill, and progress. It is achieved through selecting, designing, collecting of data, analyzing it, and then interpreting the data of a specific objective or curriculum to determine the achievement and learning progress of the learner. Additionally, according to the Department of Education, assessment is a continuous planned process of identifying, gathering, and interpreting information regarding the performance of a learner using various forms of assessments. It involves 4 steps: generating and collecting of evidence of achievement, evaluating this evidence, recording the findings, and using the information to understand and thereby assist the learners in order to improve their process of learning and teaching. Okay, so how does assessment contribute to learners' development in business studies classroom? Assessment contributes to learners' development in a business classroom by pushing instructions through the importance of critical thinking, reasoning, and reflection, thus creating a quality learning environment. Additionally, assessment contributes to learners' development in a business studies classroom by promoting effective feedback to learners about their performance, hence enabling them to improve on their areas of weakness and also motivate. So then I'll just show you a photo of the different types of assessments. Okay, what type of assessments are available for assessing the learners in business studies? First, we have what we call assessment for learning, also known as formative assessment. This refers to a planned, ongoing process, learning, and use of evidence to improve students' understanding and support self-directed learning. It is aimed at monitoring students' learning to provide ongoing feedback that can be used by instructors to improve their teaching. Some of the tools used in the formative assessment include quick classroom quizzes. For example, in the business studies classroom, I will create a quiz using a Kahoot about the 8 business functions, which include the marketing function, the production function, the purchasing function, human resources function, etc., that we would have studied that day. Then ask the learners to match the corresponding business functions to their specific purpose. This kind of knowledge will help the learners to understand how these different business functions contribute to the overall running of a business. Assessment of learning as the second type of assessment, which is also known as summative assessment. This type of assessment is a type of assessment of evaluation that takes place at the end of a learning period, like a unit, term, or to measure what the students have learned and their overall achievement against a specific learning outcome. It's aimed to ensure evaluation of the effectiveness of teaching instructions and the overall learning outcomes of students. Examples of summative assessments include end-of-term examinations, assessments, projects as well. Okay, so then we are going to look at how I will implement summative assessments in my business studies classroom. At the end of the first term, I will design a take-home assignment where the learners will be required to write about the 8 different business functions that we would have studied during the course of the first term, and then submit it to me for marking These marks will then be used as part of the percentage for the end of term 1 results. How will this assignment assist the learners in the business world? During classroom discussions and when attempting the assignment, the learners will be able to gather information also on how these business functions help to grow businesses, equipping them with a real-world experience that could help them to live during their daily life. So, how I'll select the most suitable assessment for measuring the learning outcome of the topic, which is business functions in this aspect. I believe that assessment for learning is the most suitable to teach business functions as a grade 10 topic, because it is learner-centered, which gives opportunity to the learners to interact while discussing in class or answering a quiz. In class, hence ensuring timely feedback to learners, thereby motivating them and giving them the opportunity to improve. Formative aspect, it provides continuous opportunities for improvement to the learners. The learners can get immediate feedback, for example, on how they're understanding the business functions in the business. Here is a step-by-step guide on how to implement assessment for learning. Firstly, I will identify the learning outcomes for the topic, which is in this case business functions. Secondly, towards the end of the lesson, I will create a quiz using a Kahoot about the 8 business functions. For example, marketing function, production function, human resources function, general management function, public relations function, finance function, etc. That we would have studied that day. Then ask the learners to match the corresponding business functions to their specific purpose. This kind of knowledge will help the learners to understand how these different business functions contribute to the overall running of a business.